Good morning, good afternoon. Good morning to all of our folks in the mountains and West Coast, and good afternoon for everybody else. Welcome to Coffee with Clients. My name is Fred Andalora. I've been an independent Optavia coach for a little over 4 years now. And I'm joined by my awesome co-hosts, Lorraine Andalora, my wife of 38 years, and our good friend, Courtney Wyndham. For those of you that are joining for the first time, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Clients with Coffee was started to assist our
Coffee with clients.
Coffee with Clients. Sorry, I'm not a coffee drinker, as you can tell.
I am.
But Coffee with Clients was started to assist our clients and coaches with sharing Dr. Anderson's habits of health. This program is so much more than just, as you guys are learning, a box of food. There's actually two amazing books that Dr. Anderson wrote for us, the Habits of Health Handbook and the Life Book. And I would encourage you to get, both of those if you haven't done so. Reach out to your coach for help with doing that. Great resources. Today we're going to cover Part 1 of Element 5 from the Life Book, Optimizing Your Surroundings. I love how Dr. Anderson focuses on the micro habits of health. Started on and talk a little bit about today's element. I wanted to speak with you just for a few minutes and share a little bit about my journey. I started program in my late 50s. I was struggling with my weight, feeling tired all the time. And, to be honest with you, I was afraid of where my health was heading. You see, my family history is not good. My dad was one of 4 boys that all have passed, including my dad, from various health issues. And my dad was the oldest at 74 years old. So, I'm 61 right now. So I'm, as you can imagine, I was pretty scared in my late 50s, wondering where my health was going. I knew that I needed to do something to change the trajectory of my family lineage and get healthy. So I reached out to my best friend, Tim Roller, and started this program. I lost 40 pounds in 10 weeks, but more important, I got my health back and I changed my family's future. So I tell you that because one of the biggest things that Lorraine and I learned on our health journey was the importance of changing our surroundings and emotions. That included the people, places, and things that triggered us to slip back into unhealthy behaviors. Courtney and Lorraine are going to cover some of those in the next 10 to 15 minutes with some real life examples and practical tips on how to deal with them using stop, challenge, and choose techniques to navigate those situations. You will hear how to recruit people, modify the places, and change things that touch your world. It's my pleasure to introduce Courtney Wyndham.
Hey guys, I'm so happy to see all these beautiful faces on Coffee with Clients today. Thank you so much, Fred. And like you said, my name's Courtney and I'm coming to you from Alabama. You may notice a little bit of North and South going on here in this Coffee with Clients today. I wanted to help on this topic today because this is truly one of the things that took me from losing a little bit of weight to losing 65 pounds in 6 months and being able to keep it off for 2 years. I've been a client of Optavia since January of 2020, client loosely. I let myself quit over the blueberry biscuit the first time around. The same blueberry biscuit that I had this morning for breakfast. So it was never about the blueberry biscuit. Did the whole thing that some of us have probably done. Ghosted my coach, didn't answer any phone calls, never responded to her text messages, but I kept watching her. And fast forward January of 2021 is when I really dove in. And the biggest thing that has helped me and some tips that I would like to share with you guys is the importance of optimizing your surroundings for success. and what that can look like and what that's looked like for me. I am a nurse. I'm a NICU nurse, and nursing through a pandemic, nursing in general, comes with lots and lots and lots of emotions. So emotions would always lead me to veer off my track because nobody else knew what I was doing. And if I was doing some other kind of diet, watching what I eat, exercising, things like that, I never told anybody. I was always doing it myself. I was on the wall because if I was going to mess up, I wanted to be the only one that knew that. So part of optimizing your surroundings is pulling in those people and telling them what you're doing. Be honest with your goals. If they're your friends, if they're your family, they will support you and you're not going to disappoint them. So first things first, you have to let the people in your life know. And if they're not supportive of that, of your choices, then it's okay to not keep them in your circle anymore. Because real family, real friends will want you to win. That was the first thing I had to do. I had to come off the wall, stop dieting in the dark, come off the wall, let my coworkers know what I'm doing, my family know what I'm doing, so that when I said no thanks, it didn't mean forever. It just meant right now. So surrounding yourself with people who support you is what really, really has helped me. And that comes back to your Optavia coach. They're your accountability partner. That is part of your surrounding. So be sure you're staying in touch with your coach, reaching out to them. Don't ghost them like I did my poor coach to start with. Also, be sure that you're setting yourself up for success, making sure you're planning ahead, optimizing your space. So my desk at work, I have my fueling set up so that if I ever need something, if I forget something, I already have like the grocery store there. And a lot of the ladies I work with always like to tease me about having my pocket snacks, especially when I first started. I never wanted to get caught not knowing what I was going to eat next and having to choose something that was not on plan because I let my emotions take over. So you would always find me with a bar, some crunchers, my cereal, something like that was going to be in my live jacket pocket at work, always, because I just knew when it was time to eat, I was going to eat and I wasn't going to let something else guide me in the wrong direction. We always have sweets and things like that at the office, taking care of sweet little NICU babies. The parents are always so thankful of the care they're receiving and always want to share in their joy of their new baby, especially going home and things like that. So we always have junk food. There's always cakes and cookies and lunch and things like that. And being able to have my feelings with me, my coworkers knowing what I'm doing, helps me to avoid that. I'm not saying that I don't always celebrate with the parents, but what I'm saying is everybody was watching. Everybody was my accountability partner. Everybody knew what my goals are for my health. Another part of optimizing your space not only is your personal space, but it's your mental space. So pay attention to the people you're following on social media. That's what really, that's just a tip that has helped me to stop following people that didn't mean anything to me, that I was just watching their story, comparing myself to them and or wanting what they had and switching my goals based on what social media looks like. Find those people who will better you, who are going to comment great things on your post, who are going to celebrate you when you celebrate your wins. That is what I needed. That is what helps me optimize my surroundings. Pocket snacks, accountability, and fixing my social media. Also at home, things like that, make sure that your husband, your wife, your family members, everybody knows what you're doing. I know that when I first started, my grandmother is always going to make tomato gravy and biscuits every time I go to visit her. And to let her know that I'm not eating tomato gravy and biscuits right now, that was a hard thing for me to do, y'all, because I thought I'm letting my grandmother down. But you're not letting her down. You tell her what's going on. You tell her what you need from her. And then I guarantee they will typically support you. Now, grandma's always going to want you to eat what she fixes and tells you you're too skinny or tells you things like that. But being honest with them, being honest with myself, holding myself accountable, changing those surroundings has greatly impacted and is why I have been able to keep my weight off, because I got out of the dark and optimized my surroundings. Sometimes that looks like, for us, that's a hard thing that for my husband to learn, is the date nights look a little different. It wasn't beer and hot wings and dessert anymore. It was, where can we go get a salad and let's go for a walk? Where can we go somewhere during the day for a hike? Things like that. It became not going to the old restaurants that we went to, because I would know that I would want to veer. So little changes like that has truly what has helped me change my surroundings, change my thought process, held me accountable, and it has helped my family in the long run get healthy too, even if they're not technically on any kind of Optavia plan with us. Just by watching and doing and accountability, they have changed that their ways also. Remember, no thanks is always a good word. It doesn't have to be a no, and it doesn't have to be right now. Just a no thanks. Simple no thanks, and I don't explain myself. Because if I feel like I have to start explaining myself, then I get trapped in the, well, this is why I can't. And I never want to use that word, I can't, because that's been a big thing for me too. Changing the way I speak to myself, the way I look at foods, the way I look at exercise, the way I look at things like this. Those are the biggest tips that I can have. I have my own part of my pantry here at the house, put my fuelings eye level. I have my own section in the refrigerator, so I know where my good snacks are and things like that. Keeping things with you, having a plan, finding that support, keeping in check with your mind, who you follow on social media, things like that. And then just getting off the wall. Stop dieting in the dark. This isn't a diet, this is a lifestyle. And when you figure that out, when I figured that out for me, I knew that there was no going back, and being held accountable by my surroundings every day has helped me to be successful. So I do challenge you guys today to look at your surroundings. Where do you keep your fuelings? Do you take snacks with you? Do you plan your lean and greens? Things like that. Really take a look at your surroundings today and take a picture of them, post it, tag your coach in it, send it to your coach, show them how, hey, I was on Coffee with Clients today and we talked about optimizing my surroundings, and this is what I've done for my surroundings today. And share that with them. Stop the dieting in the dark and reach out to your coach, reach out to your family, and stay in this Coffee with Clients. And I so appreciate you guys letting me share today. And I hope you guys work well on optimizing your surroundings. And I'm going to throw it back to Fred and Lorraine and let them finish up.
That's fabulous.
That was fantastic, Courtney. I'm going to let my wife, Lorraine, share some stuff on the emotional side of what you talked about.
Well, that was wonderful. Thanks, Courtney. I'm excited to be here with you too. We're honored to talk about Element 5. But first, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I started my health journey 4 years ago. I needed some weight to lose. I needed to feel better, and I was tired all the time. I needed to change. My why developed into how to be more present with my family. So it took me 4 months to get to my weight goal. But what I figured out after 4 months is that my journey continues. It wasn't over. I still had a lot of growing to do. I had to learn to grow on the inside. So Courtney spoke about changing our surroundings. I'm going to talk about the emotional side and how to regulate and rein it in, and how to live above the line. So everyone has confrontations daily, but how you respond to conflict says a lot about you. Last week, we talked about stop, challenge, and choose, and we can carry it over into this element also. How can it help us to respond appropriately in difficult situations? It has helped me many times and on many occasions. You know, as a wife and a mother of 2 adult children and a grandma to 3, I always wanted to be there. I always wanted to fix things. I was a fixer. I fixed things. Sorry. I would go out of my way to fix situations. But sometimes it wasn't welcome. They don't want my help. There was a pushback. I was frustrated, mad, upset, hurt my feelings. I had to work hard, still have to work hard on these things. I have to work on myself. So I wrote a few things that Dr. A mentioned in the life book on page 135. It helps us to stay above the line and to act appropriately when difficult things arise. I wrote down 5 of the ones that spoke to me. I kind of condensed a few, but I love these because they do help in how to respond. So anyways, the first thing is to take a deep breath. Stop before you speak or act. Drink some water. It would help you make a different choice or make you pause. Count to 10 or more before responding. Sleep on it. Sometimes sleeping on it, you wake up and you see things in a different light. Be open and curious. And have a desire to grow when there's a challenge. I'm still learning all of these steps. I'm trying to implement them daily. It's not easy. But life's a journey, not a destination. Sorry. Thank you for letting me share.
Wow. Thank you, sweetie. I need a minute myself. So, I love this lady. We've done life together for over 40 years. And she never ceases to amaze me with her heart. And she is a fixer. She tried to fix me for 40 years. Still working on it. But I wouldn't have it any other way. But, you know, both her and Courtney shared some incredible gold here today. You know, it's amazing. You know, we talk about losing weight, you know, and most of us come that way, focused on that at the beginning. But we know what you realize when you get into your health and you start really looking at your surroundings and what's caused you to lose or to gain this weight and have health issues, it's deep, right? And it's something that you don't just get over in 10 weeks, you know, 40 pounds or 4 months, you know, and so on. It's a lifelong journey. And, you know, we are so blessed to have this community of support, to have our coaches. And I just can't tell you enough how much, you know, you should be leaning on them. You know, we're not here to, you know, maybe solve any of your life issues or anything, but I think just having the support of somebody else when you're going through these journeys, making, you know, smarter decisions, helping to share with you things from the life book, it helps put it all together so that you can truly change your life, not just lose some weight. Okay, so those are so important. And like I said, Courtney and Lorraine gave some incredible tips. I highly encourage you to do what Courtney mentioned about sharing your journey with your friends. And if you're bold enough, share it on social media, because your story matters. Trust me when I tell you this. You will inspire so many people, and it will help hold you accountable. Okay, so these are just great things to do. You know, you could probably pick up on the underlying tone here is that we can't always control our environment, but we can control how we respond. Okay. And I think that's really the key to changing yourself and to growing. You grow into health. Okay. And it's a constant journey that never stops. And you're always working to stay above the line. I mean, we're human and we're never always going to be above the line. But if we're constantly trying to be better, that's always going to help us to get there. So I would encourage you to go into your life books and read Element 5. There's actually some awesome exercises that you can do in there.
Mhm.
And then reach out to your coach and share, some of the, what you wrote down. We love to have that kind of, discussions with you and help guide you a little bit and give you some, some things to think about and even share, what's helped us along the way. Thank you again so much. We are honored
you.
to have spent the time with you guys. Thank you, Courtney. You did an awesome job. And we are
Thank y'all.
super pumped. Yep. You guys
Thank
have a
you.
great weekend. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.